Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. We're going to talk about crypto Bitcoin predictions, something I usually don't do, but I have to bring up Plan B now because I've seen many crypto predictions. They've all been garbage for the most part. A lot of people said 20K before 40K. Then people are hampering for 17K before 40K, and that will never go above 30K again unless we get to like 15K first. A lot of like random stuff like that. Bitcoin will go back to 10K. Obviously, none of that stuff has happened. But one predictor has been very accurate, and that's Plan B. He predicted we were going to end the month around $43,000. And here we are, the last day of the month, $43,400. In some parts of the world, we ended almost exactly at $43,000. He's also gotten the last couple of months fairly accurately too, and I think he did call the top around 65K as well. So he's gotten a string of correct predictions, and a lot of people are actually planning, basically listening to him now for a good reason, because most predictions are crap and they never really pan out. This guy's predictions have been pretty good so far. Now, what are his predictions in the future? I think for this month, it was 68K. For November, 95K, and I think for December, it was like 125K. I much welcome those predictions. And it gives me a little bit of confidence because he actually has been right. And if he's actually right about those other predictions, then my other predictions that BTC will reach 100K by the end of the year, VeChain will reach $1, Cardano will reach $10, will probably come true. Because if I think BTC breaches 65,000 by next month, that will kick off like somewhat of a bull run at the end of next month. And then like going to 95K will kick up another string, and then 125K, I think that will blow off the top. And I think like most of my predictions will come true as well. And there's a lot of stuff building onto this. A Bitcoin-backed ETF may not be backed by Gary Gensler. I'm not really sure about the other commissioners. But a Bitcoin futures-backed ETF, Gary Gensler is actually for. Now, a futures-backed ETF wouldn't be as big as an actual Bitcoin ETF, but it still would pump the market that there is a Bitcoin ETF out there. The demand for the futures-based ETF isn't great, but I think there'd be a psychological barrier that was actually broken if they actually approve a Bitcoin futures ETF. And plus, I think there's enough retail investors that won't really be able to tell the difference and will FOMO in on a Bitcoin futures ETF thinking it's an actual Bitcoin ETF, but the two are actually very different. One is like you have to buy futures contracts. The other one, you have to buy Bitcoin. I'd obviously rather have the one that we have to buy Bitcoin rather than the one you have to buy futures contracts for. But either way, that might induce a FOMO. Plus, there's a lot of institutional investors that are very interested in it. As soon as an ETF comes through, I think there is going to be demand from retirement and pension funds. Obviously, one just backed by Bitcoin instead of being backed by futures is better. And two, there looks like the House vote is actually going on today. And unless there's some sort of a change, it seems like AOC and the Progressive Caucus is going to block the infrastructure bill. Now, I actually like the entire infrastructure bill. I just don't like the crypto provision attached to it. But if they tank the entire infrastructure bill, I'm okay with that as well because it does tank the crypto provision. So if that tanks, I believe Bitcoin will actually start going up today. So we might actually end today on US Central Time around 44,000 or so. But the 43,000 prediction is close enough, and it's by far the most accurate one that I've actually seen. Most of those others are so off, it's not even funny, because like a lot of them were actually predicting doom and gloom, and would be like going to 30K or going to like 20K soon. That hasn't happened, but the 43K is pretty much spot on. So I hope Plan B is actually spot on for October, November, and December. That will basically wreck those people that took shorts because they believe that Bitcoin is going to 20K or like there's going to be a swoon to 15K. Now, I don't really know what the probability of Bitcoin going really high by December is. I think it's decent. And I think people are saying it's impossible that we double or triple in the last 3 months. I think they're forgetting like the last couple of runs, like, in 2017 from 6,000 to 19,000. Just, like later, like last year into this year, we came up and tripled in a very short time period. So doing a 2.2x is definitely not impossible, especially if retail starts FOMOing in because institutions start coming in. So I think at Plan B, I know for 43K, he didn't use the stock to flow model. I'm not exactly sure what model he used, but it's pretty good whatever he used. And if that model actually keeps on going, he's going to be right about the other predictions as well. And so that should give you a little bit of hope or even hopium for 100K BTC by the end of the year. and your altcoins should moon as well. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.